Good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Shabbos Parshas Tzav, Shabbos Hagodol, and also, of course, Erev Pesach. So an idea that we learned today in the Hagodol, we say, towards the end of the Hagodol of the Magid, we say, Matzazu shan oichel mashumma. We ask, what is this matzah? Why are we eating this matzah? And we answer because the matzah didn't have time to rise when the Jewish people rushed out of Mitzrayim. And we learned to Likutei Torah, the Maimer, the Alter Rebbe asked the question that the commandment for matzah was actually given for the 14th. Before they left Egypt, that was a commandment to eat the matzah with the korban. But I think the night of Pesach is a time that of all the times of the year for Jewish people, that we ask questions. And we have Igadit Labincha, we have to tell the story. And if we don't have children to tell the story to, then we have to ask the questions. The custom is we ask the questions to people that are older than us, people that are around us. We ask the questions to God, and eventually we have to ask the questions to ourselves. And I think when it comes to this part of the Hagodol, when we say matzah zu shanu oichel mashuma, this matzah, why are we eating this matzah? I think instead of just continuing into the narrative and the answer about the story of Mitzrayim, we have to stop for a second. And I think the way things are going in the world now, in Eretz Yisrael and around the world in general, so much noise, so much narratives, rhetoric, so much arguments, I think we have to stop and ask ourselves, Matzah zu shanu oichel mashuma, what is this? What is it that we want? Can we put into one sentence, 5 words, 3 words, 1 word, the thing that we want? We know that ratzon, want, is higher than our understanding. The eating of matzah is, like we learned in the Alter Rebbe teaches us, is that matzah is moich and dabes, father intellect. It's the highest level of intellect. And although wanting something, the things that we want are deeper than our understanding, but we have an obligation to try to understand what we want. What is it that motivates us? What is it that we're really looking to accomplish over here? We know that the mind has to develop into a healthy emotional response to what we understand. So when we ask the question, what is this? What is this matzah? Why are we eating it? We have to stop and ask, what is it that we want? What is it that we're here for? Can we put it into 1 sentence? Can we put it into 3 words, 1 word? We know that the difference between, Chassidus explains the difference between the world of holiness and the world of impurity is the world of holiness is all one. Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. David said, Ach Shoalti Me'es Hashem. There's one thing I ask from God. The world of separation is broad with many things. Elokim Acherim, many gods, many things that a person wants. Hashem is only one. Can we find the oneness, the one point that it is that drives us and motivates us in our life? We start the Seder and we say, Heilach Ma'anya, this is the bread, Achala Avasana Be'arda de Mitzrayim. This is the bread that our fathers ate in the land of Egypt. And we finish off Hashat Hacha, we're here now, in that same reality, and we're asking Hashat Avda, today we're servants, we're asking that Lashana Haba, we should be in Eretz Yisrael, we should be free. And the Rebbe said in the amazing Tzicha that we learned today, what does it mean our fathers were in Egypt? The father represents, as Chassidus explains, the intellect, the moichin. Father and mother is the chacham and bina, the wisdom and understanding that yield, that create the emotional response or awake and reveal the emotional response that's within us. And sometimes it's our emotions are captivated, and that's what we work on in the Sfiras Omer, to refine our character. But when it comes to the Seder, we say that our fathers even our minds sometimes get captivated. We may think that in the space of captivity, the mind is the most free to explore, but you're still locked in, you're still in Mitzrayim. This is the bread that our fathers, our Chachma Bina, ate, maybe thinking that there was freedom, but it's really you're locked in. And we say that shouldn't be that way. We have to find freedom for our mind, understand what it is that we really want. When we're being dictated and told what we want, what we should need, when the things around us create what we want and need, then that's not true freedom. And therefore we say, Hashat HaHoch, we're here now, also in that same reality of Egypt. But L'Shana Haba next year we should be free. We should have true freedom. We should be in Eretz Yisrael. And I think that's the idea of the matzah this year. We should eat the matzah like the Rebbe says, the Alter Rebbe says, the matzah is food of Amunah. We should understand that there's things above our understanding. And this leads us to conclude that how we finish off the Pesach and the Shmini, Achron Shel Pesach, that if you have to say, what is that we want in 1 word, that word should be Mashiach. Mashiach is not an addition or an upgrade to life. Mashiach is such a different reality that there is no part of any of your life experience, whether it's interactions with others, whether it's in Parnasa, whether it's in Gashmis, material, whether it's Ruchnis, there is no part that gets totally upgraded, a totally different reality with Mashiach. Mashiach is taking us out of a total different reality, like we're Ba'ara de Mitzrayim, we're in Egypt, and now we're someplace else. So if we ask ourselves, can we put to what we want in that one word, that word should be Mashiach, because the word Mashiach means an elevation for not just us, not just our families, not just for our loved ones, not just for the hostages that we remember should be out of their captivity, crazy concept, but the entire world, the Mala Aretz, the entire world will be Deas Hashem, Kamayim Yom Mechasim. It should be Spili this year, that we should be Zoicha, to celebrate Pesach still in the freedom for all the Jewish people, all people, but the coming of Mashiach, Good Shabbos and Good Yom Tov.